Hi guys, Eric Perkins again here from Las Vegas. Today I'm going to walk you through how to bench check relays. We're going to do two different types today. Your basic relays and then your time delay relays. Now when you're troubleshooting wiring issues, this is a very helpful tool. Okay guys, just to give you a couple of things you're going to need to get in order to do your bench checks. First, you'll need your power supply with your power and ground leads. You're going to need your multimeter with the power and ground leads for it. You also obviously will need a relay, and that is it. Okay guys, first thing you're going to want to do is figure out your pin layout. What you want to do is pull it up, and as you can see, there's nothing on the grommets. Usually they're labeled, but sometimes they're not. If they're not labeled like this, what you want to do is just find the schematic on the side of the relay, look at it, and then when you have it like so, just flip it directly up, and that is the same exact layout as what you just looked at. So for instance, A1, B1, C1, and D1 are on the right side right here from bottom to top, and then your X2 is on top and your X1 is on bottom. So look, with that schematic in mind, we have A1 right here, B1 right here, C1, D1. And here in the middle we have X1 down here and X2 up here. Okay, good practice to do before you apply power to the relays to verify the relay is in the correct position when power is not applied. To do this, it's very simple. You just look at the schematic here on the side, and your control arms of A2, B2, C2, and D2 are automatically connected to A3, B3, C3, and D3 respectively. So all you want to do is just your relay down, set your multimeter to continuity, take your test leads, and we'll start here at D since it's the easiest to get to. So we got D2, D3, C2, C3, B2, B3, A2, A3, and all vice versa. You want to check to make sure you're not getting continuity on the other side. So A2 and A1, B2 and B1, C2 and C1, D2 and D1. Okay guys, first thing you want to do is set up your power and grounds from your power supply onto the relay itself. Now if you're not already aware, your X1 is your power and your X2 is your ground. So you can take your ground, put it in X2 right here, like so, and take your power and put it in here, like so. So now we have power here on X1, ground here on X2, and make sure you do not have power applied on your power supply when you're doing this. Now that we are ready to apply power, first thing you want to do is preset your power supply over here to 28 volts, which I have already done. So when I apply power, it'll put out 28 volts to the relay. So here we go, we'll turn it on. All right, now we have 28 volts and we heard the relay click over. So now we're going to verify that the wipers indeed switched from 3 to 1. So just take your test leads here, D2 to D1, C2 to C1, B2 to B1, A2 to A1, and now you've successfully tested a common relay. Okay, now for the time delay relay. This one's admittedly a little bit tricky, so I'm going to walk you through this one and how to get it set up properly. We'll pull up the schematic right here, and as you can see, there's a jumper from D1 to D3. C1 is a power input that goes in between X1 and X2. Your A's and your B's are in normal configuration. C2 and C3 are not used, and D2 is also not used. So this is how we'll set it up. First thing you need to do is put a jumper on your power supply on the power lead. So now we have that set up. And you also need to jumper D1 and D3. Now that we have that set up, we'll get our ground lead on X2 and our power lead on X1. Alright guys, now we're ready to apply power to the relay. So now I'm going to show you the differences between the regular relay and the time delay. So when you apply power to it, the relay does not automatically click over in this configuration because C1 also needs to have a power input. So we'll take our jumper from our power input off the power supply and just gently tap the relay on C1. And we'll hear it click over. Now we'll remove power and it clicks back over. Again, power to C1 and off. So if you want to test the relay to make sure that it switched over, just clip it on. You can take your leads and go from A2 to A1 and B2 to B1. Make sure there's no continuity. A2 to A3, B2 to B3. And now you successfully tested your time delay relay.